Dexter New Blood has released its ending, and all we can say is thumbs up. Dexter New Blood finally gave the series a worthy ending. After a jaw-dropping end for Dexter Morgan, the resident dark passengers at the Ringer decipher what it means for the future. But more importantly, whether it's enough to erase the bad memories of the lumberjack. Showtime's Dexter revival, Dexter New Blood, concluded its 10-episode season with a literal and figurative bang. To its credit, Showtime's successful reboot of Dexter New Blood ended its run last night with a satisfying, though somewhat contentious, conclusion that stands head and shoulders above the original series last seen. After the initial shock wears off, viewers will recognize that Dexter New Blood was the only possible conclusion for Dexter. So, for the fanatics out there who may have missed the whole point of the ending, then this is your lucky day. Stick with us as we break down the action-packed, teeth-clenching ending. And as we do so, watch out for some major spoilers coming your way. And of course, make sure to hit that subscribe button and smash the notification bell first for more updates. Now, let's begin. A polarizing Dexter finale is better than a universally derided one, right? When Showtime's first revealed plans for Dexter New Blood, it was understandable that many Dexter fans were skeptical. After all, in the history of television series finales, Dexter's final episode is generally among the most loathed. Dexter New Blood, on the other hand, seems to have established itself as a valuable continuation of the original series throughout its first season. The first season's penultimate episode presently has a 9.7 IMDb rating out of 10, a far cry from the original Dexter series finale, which only had a 4.6 rating. It will be fascinating to see if the fans of Dexter New Blood like this as a more definite ending, or if they want to see it as the first part of a new entrance into the franchise as the reviews and responses to the finale continues to come in. First, does Dexter pass away in Dexter New Blood? The sole reason Dexter was brought back was to hold him responsible for his actions. New Blood rightly prompted viewers to reconsider the charming yet psychopathic antagonist/main character whom they saw as more akin to Batman-esque vigilante than a slay addict who would go to any length to acquire his next hit. Dexter, on the other hand, is not a hero. Dexter killed Deborah. He executed Maria LaGuerta. He was directly responsible for his wife Rita's demise. He abandoned his own son. He routinely broke his own code without giving it much thought. A monster indeed. Except that Dexter's latter seasons always portray Dexter as the hero, never questioning his acts or motives. Unlike the season 7 climax, New Blood does not let Dexter off the hook this time. Contrary to what Trinity devotees will tell you, Dexter is an addiction parable. While some may argue that a person's choice to use substances is their own, their actions have consequences that can harm people around them. Dexter New Blood is about relapsing and a father-son story. Dexter is overjoyed to find that his son may share his passion, and he works hard to satisfy his son in the final episodes. Dexter tries hard to persuade Harrison to see him as a noble vigilante who exploits his evil impulses to defend innocence. Afraid of uprooting the itinerant Harrison, who appears glad to have found a home, he selfishly wants Harrison to share his predicament. Smeared with the life of an innocent man, he swears he can quit at any time. Dexter's hero image may have been gone too soon, but the conclusion portrays him as a vicious dog that deserves to be put down. When Angela tries to apprehend Dexter, notice how his sight is drawn to a nearby knife, as if implying that she, too, will be caught up in Dexter's web of crimes. Dexter and Kurt's confidence in their falsehoods, their ability to get out of jail, and their attitude towards Angela and her past during their interrogations were all symbols connecting the ending. Dexter employed the vigilante Angel, not just to influence Harrison, but also for his own vanity. The tragedy that happened to Logan is clearly Dexter's biggest transgression. Dexter wants to avoid a catastrophe, but when Logan pulls out his gun, Dexter goes into self-preservation mode and dispatches with his deputy. Logan being a victim of Dexter makes sense from a plot standpoint. Harrison needs not only to witness Dexter violate the code, but he also needs the victim to be someone with whom he has a personal relationship in order to finally break his father's influence. Logan, as Harrison's wrestling coach, represents the regular life that Harrison craves, and Dexter suffocates it. It's what drives Harrison to follow the code himself, even reiterating his father's request for Dexter to open his eyes and inspect the harm he's caused. Harrison fires at the monster and leaves him lying in the snow like the odd white deer that began off the season, using the item that his father used to entice Harrison into his lifestyle. There are even more, but regardless, at the end of the day, Dexter met the fate he deserves. He has his son turn on him. Maybe because he finally realizes his wrongdoings, but mostly to avoid a life on the run, or worse, a trial, because at the end of the day, Dexter is a textbook narcissist and could not have prosecutors take over the running narrative he's been dealing out via voiceover since the show's beginning. Why Harrison had to turn on Dexter? In Dexter New Blood, Harrison, Dexter's son, who has been seeking for him for years, fires at his own father just after they had finally bonded. While Harrison firing the gun was unexpected, Dexter's demise was inevitable, and Dexter New Blood's climax confirmed the fate by eliminating innocent Logan. Dexter was a cold-blooded monster who ended the lives of many innocents, including many of those he loved dearly. Serves him well, if you ask me. What Dexter's letter to Hannah really means. Harrison is driving out of town when he notices Dexter's letter to Hannah, which led Harrison to discover Dexter in the first place. Contrary to what Harrison said in Dexter New Blood Episode 2, that Dexter's letter said Hannah should call him if Harrison has any dark tendencies. The letter had so much more to it. This is why Dexter can't stand to pass on the darkness that has already caused so much misery and demise in their lives. He urges Hannah to keep pretending he perished in the hurricane since Dexter wanted to perish but miraculously survived. "Let me die so my son can live," is how Dexter ends the letter, meaning that Dexter New Blood's Harrison will never be able to live a normal life as his own man while stuck on the legacy of his father. In the first series, nearly everyone Dexter cared about perished as a result of his crimes, a fact that haunted Harrison. Dexter's departure in the Season 8 finale was designed to free Harrison from Dexter's crimes and penchant to attract destruction and catastrophe. Harrison can now live a life free of his father, their connection, betrayals, and pain. All he does now is about the man he chooses to be. And that's exactly what Dexter intended for his son. Harrison may cherish Dexter's positive qualities as a dad while letting go of his bad ones. How the Dexter New Blood ending set up Season 2. In the end of Dexter New Blood, Harrison smiles as he drives away from the Iron Lake in his father's vehicle, headed somewhere unknown, that his father loved him enough to let him harm him and finally have closure, and Harrison may now lead whatever life he wishes. Independent of his father's legacy of acts, it's evident that Harrison smiled, but Harrison did learn the code and has dark tendencies, including he may live a similar life in the future. Harrison may be moving to Miami, reuniting with his half-siblings Astor and Cody Bennett, as well as Dexter's old Miami Metro co-workers. If Harrison doesn't become like Dexter, he may become like another family member who influenced his life, his Aunt Deb. It would make sense if Harrison followed in his father's footsteps and became a forensic analyst or a cop like Deb, but it is unknown what Harrison will do after Dexter. Dexter New Blood Season 2 may also see Michael C. Hall reprise his role as Dexter, perhaps as Harrison's own representation of his conscience, as Deb and Harry were to Dexter. That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and smash that notification bell for more episodes.